I am Chloe Reddick-Jackson. I am a native of Americus, Georgia. So I am a transplant New Yorker by way of my husband, who is a Army veteran. Um, I am also an entrepreneur. I am a youth leader at my church. I am a science nerd, a former science educator, and I am the mother of two beautiful boys, Evan and Eisen. So, I wear many hats, but I'm just Chloe. I would be her biggest cheerleader and just tell her, you are the prize. You are the trophy. You are the prize. You came in this world as a prize, as a gift, as, just fine as you are. I think a lot of times we grow up second guessing ourselves if we don't see representation that looks like us, or if what we have, I grew up with this gap, I was born with this gap, and if we don't necessarily see that image in front of us, we think something is wrong. So we'll kind of go in our shell a little bit. But as I look back on the things, and as I said, being a science nerd, a science educator, and also a believer, I was the fastest swimmer. The fastest swimmer. So already I won the trophy. I won the sprint, So I think I would have this confidence about myself that it has literally taken me 39 years to develop and see for myself that already, without any adaptations or any additions, girl, you are the bomb. Okay.
Right about
And
that.
I don't say that with this pride or conceitedness. I think a lot of times we don't get to celebrate ourselves unless we are attached to something, or unless we, get a prize for something else. But I think if we just grow up knowing that we are, we are the bomb.com ourselves, just coming into the room, your presence, your light that you bring in a space. I would go back and tell little Chloe, hey, pull your head up high. Yes, you have a gap. Yes, your smile is beautiful. Yes, you talk a little bit funny because you have a Southern twang. All of those things, girl, you are it. I would be her biggest cheerleader. What I would always say was my mom. Um, my mom was a single parent, but she did not raise us singly. Community was very important. My sisters and I, we were known as the Reddick Trio. We were known as the Reddick Girls. So with that came an expectation and a standard. And my mom set that expectation and she set that standard on her own. We never wanted for anything because she realized that in order for me to raise these girls as examples, as the women that they needed to be, I need help and I need community help. So you will hear me say, yes, my mom is Frances Reddick, but my mom was so wonderful in incorporating so many other mothers. We had moms everywhere. It's Mom Dorothy. I don't even want to name names because it was so many people, but it was moms that just said, hey, this is Frances girls, Frances working, but we're going to make sure they have this. I'm going to make sure they have that, whether it was teachers, whether it was other people in the community. But it's not until I got older and became a mom myself and a military spouse that I had to look at my mom and say, hey, man, it was genius what she did. She pulled this community together and said, hey, Kawana has to go to singers practice at this time. Can she ride home with you? Yevis has to tutor this person at this time. Can you pick her up? Chloe has to get to work. She wants to work. She wants to, I had this job at the grocery store. She wants to work. Of all my girls, she wants to work. So, do you mind picking her up and or taking her and I'll pick her up. And she did that for other moms as well. So when I saw how my mom, even though being just a high school graduate, but she was a giver. So everything she gave out came back to her, through her children, through her, education in other ways. I look back at it now, and all those times I'm like, I can do this, especially as a military spouse when my husband was deployed. I can do this, I can do this, and then when I can't find time to do something, I know now I can call another mom. So my sons are the same way now. They have other moms. My son, he'll say, Mom, you are my favorite mommy. And I'll say, honey, I'm your only mommy. And he'll remind me, no, mommy this. Naming people. So it's kind of fun that we've, kind of taken on that same trait as my mom showed us. So my mom is my biggest example. She's my biggest hero. She's my biggest cheerleader, and I just appreciate her. I think I would have a sacred space for women to get together just as you guys are doing and share your stories. I am a firm believer of allowing someone to be so transparent that someone can see them and then learn from their mistakes or their experiences. I think it's so important for women to sit down and be their authentic self and say, I'm going to share this with you because you can glean from me. You can learn from this. I always, when I'm faced with a challenge, my question to the Lord is not why first. My question is usually, if I'm going to go through this, who am I going through this for? Now, I'm not so naive to think I may be going through this for myself, but I want to have the full experience of it so I can gain this wisdom. And then when I'm approached with this from another woman, I can then say to her, hey, I see the direction this is going for you. I've been down this road. I've traveled this journey before you, almost maybe for you. So let me give you some wisdom about what you're about to do or what you're about to venture into. And that can help us in all spaces, whether it's on the job, whether it's parenting, whether it's, in your career, whatever it may be, whether it's in marriage, whatever it may be. I want us women to kind of, we're already, like I said, we're already born super women, right? But sometimes let's just take the cape off and share that journey where you knew that you were a superwoman. You came out of it and you said, whoa, how was I able to do that? And for there not to be, in some cases, there may be some shame behind it, the reason we don't share, or there may be some judgment that we may receive because we don't share. But I am one of those that say, let me tell my story, or let me tell anything I can share with you if it will help you get a little bit further, if it will help you think about something differently. I think that is the bond that brings women together. When you have those villages of women that raise their children together, shared experiences together. The story in the Bible is my favorite of Naomi and Ruth. I love that. That was her mother-in-law. And Naomi showed Ruth, this is what you need to do. I'm older than you. I cannot birth you another husband, but I am definitely going to show you what you need to do to get yourself out of this predicament that you're in, just following me around. I have nothing more to give you other than my experience and my wisdom. And that is worth more than anything we can imagine if someone can give you the blueprint of the building or whatever you're trying to build. You don't have to do the dimensions and all of that stuff yourself, because another woman, just by a conversation, can give you every single thing that you need. So I would like to do that here in the Hudson Valley, no matter, race, culture, whatever it may be. Women have things to share with one another. And I think we can build a stronger community if we just rely on one another.